All right. So, just to kick it off, the last time we got to connect with you was last year at Pangos. It's obviously been a while since then. A lot has happened since then. Can you just kind of start by talking about how you've grown in this last, year or so?
Obviously I've grown height-wise. I got a little bit taller, but I just been attacking my body in the weight room and stuff. I've been working more on the mental game of basketball rather than the physical side. Next play mentality and stuff like that. But representing myself in the best way possible every time I touch the floor.
And what is kind of the work that you mentioned that you put into your body? What does that look like?
Lifting every day. Obviously you have lifting weights, but you also have like explosive training and stuff. Obviously I get shots up, work on my skill development, stuff like that. But when it comes to the weight room, I'm just, we're lifting with my team or lifting with like my brother or something, but try to get in the weight room at least like 6 out of 7 days.
And not a lot of people in high school are doing that. Where does that come from for you, that kind of motivation to be hitting the weight room that often?
I mean, I saw how good I could be last summer, especially last time you see me at Pingos. I feel like I've grown a lot, but I saw how good I could be. I saw the potential, so I was like, I have to max the potential out. So, obviously started in the weight room, because, the stronger you are, the better you can be. So I just felt like that's the next part of my game, just attacking my body, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And could you, again, a lot has happened since we last spoke, but let's dive into this past high school season. What was that kind of like for you? Can you kind of walk us through that and we can dive into it a little bit more from there?
It was a great season, just as far as me becoming like the next step for me. Obviously, I was one of the best players on my team, and a lot of my teammates looked to me for like leadership and guidance, so I had to step into that role. So I feel like if I didn't have that season, I probably wouldn't be the leader that I am today. But, yeah, I mean, I worked on my game a lot. I feel like I improved a lot. I learned how to kind of be the guy on the team, but I also learned how to play with, great teammates, that, work just as hard as me.
So let's talk about that growth as a leader. What was that like for you? Did it come naturally? Did you have to kind of learn with the people around you?
I mean, my family, my brothers, all great leaders in in what they do. But that obviously pushed me a lot more, and they already had some I had great teammates, so it was pretty easy to step into a leader role. But they had some great leaders on the team already, so it was just kind of flowed. I mean, at first I wasn't the best leader, but as the year continued, I became a better leader.
And can you kind of describe your leadership style?
I feel like I'm a very positive guy. No matter what happens, I feel like the most important thing is to not worry about it, to worry about the next play. But I feel like I'm just someone who always encourages my teammates, no matter how much they mess up, or no matter how much I mess up or whatever. I feel like it's always important to focus on the positive things.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that this is also a transition this year to learning to be the guy. What was that like for you?
I kind of shied away from it at first, but I feel like I continued to work at it. I feel like I started to embrace it more, to be the guy. It's a great privilege. I worked so hard for it, so I feel like if I didn't embrace it, I wasn't I have to own it if I'm going to be the guy.
Absolutely. And with that that big role you had in the team, both as a leader and as a player, how do you feel like you grew as a player? How did your game develop this season?
I feel like I feel like I showed I can put the ball on the floor a lot more than people think I can. I feel like I also my post game, I worked on it all off season, so I feel like I showed that side of me. I feel like just shooting over top, working in the mid range, I showed a lot of that. But obviously shooting three ball, but those are probably the things I worked on the most in the off season.
Are there any pro or college players that you've been kind of studying recently as you've made these steps in your game?
Yeah, bigger guards like KD, even a little bit D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, Paul George, some guards like that can that are bigger and not as strong but can handle the rock.
Yeah, absolutely. And in general, when you look back at this season, what are kind of some favorite memories that will stand out from it?
I mean, just being able to travel with my guys and stay in the hotel with them. I played with some of them last year on Team Loaded, North Carolina. So to be able to travel with them, we made a lot of memories. It's a great group of guys. So it was just a lot of fun being able to be in the hotel with them and laugh and stuff.
Absolutely. And is there anything that you feel like you kind of learned or took away from the season that you're going to apply going forward?
I'd probably say my aggressiveness. Learn to be aggressive, not just on the offensive end or not just when I have the ball in my hands, but moving up the ball or rebounding and stuff like that. Just applying everything I learned into this season and just trying to complete my game.
For sure. And now looking ahead to the summer, as we're really getting into it, what are some of your goals?
Obviously the main goal is to win the SSB. That would be the best for sure. But I want to average a double-double for sure. That's one of them. But besides that, just winning, keep improving my game. Everything else will come. The offers will come, the rankings will come. But if I focus on winning and, trying to make the people around me better, I feel like everything will follow.
For sure. And you mentioned how in the high school season you adapted to being the guy. In AAU play, you were obviously on a very talented team. How does that experience benefit you as you get to kind of toggle between different roles and learn how to play different roles with teams?
Obviously, going forward, when I get to college and even being a pro, I'm gonna share the court with a bunch of really talented guys, and the sooner I realize how to play with those guys is gonna fit me. But I feel like because I'm such a versatile player, once I learn that I can play a bunch of different roles and a bunch of different positions, then I feel like it, my game can only grow from there.
For sure. And you mentioned how, of course, winning the SSB is your main goal this summer. What kind of gives you the confidence that you guys can take it home?
Just if you watch our team, you'll see. I feel like we're probably one of the best offensive teams there is in the country. But we have great players, and on even 1 through 5, and even on our bench, I feel like we're probably one of the deepest teams as well. But I feel like once we lock in defensively and we're showing flashes at this session, then I feel like we're unbeatable.
And as far as your own personal growth, are there any areas of your game that you're looking to keep taking another step in this summer?
Just attacking my body, getting stronger, continue on the mental side of basketball, but shooting, my post-up game, my mid-range game, just to continue working on that.
Awesome. And shifting gears a little bit, I know you brought in a recent offer, but can you just kind of give us kind of the latest with your recruitment? Who you've been hearing from recently?
I've heard from the new staff at Kentucky, from Arkansas, Kansas. I'm staying in touch with pretty much a lot of the schools that have offered me, but I'm just playing it day by day and stuff, hearing what they say, but that's probably the latest right now.
Are there any messages you're hearing either from a particular staff or just consistently among schools that have stood out to you?
They all preach the same thing. I'm gonna grow into my body. Can continue to attack it, but just keep working on my game. Anywhere I go, they're gonna help me to improve and get to that next level. So that's kind of the consistent message I've heard between all schools.
And whether it's this summer or after AU wraps up, are there any visits that you're planning on taking, in the next few months?
I haven't set any right now, but I've talked to Indiana. I'm gonna get up there. Just gonna try to get to a lot, almost all the schools that have offered me and stuff, and the schools that haven't, I'm still gonna try to get up there too. Obviously, I'm gonna try to get up to Kentucky, schools like that, but I haven't set any still right now.
For sure. And if you could walk away from this summer, kind of giving one major takeaway to college coaches, to fans, about you and your game, what would you want that to be?
I feel like I can really do it all on the court. I really feel like I can do anything on the court. I feel like I can play 1 through 5. I feel like I can defend 1 through 5, but I feel like I'm just really a versatile player.
Absolutely. And after this, strong high school season you had, what's your mentality heading into next year and maybe some goals that you have?
Next year for high school, I'm just trying to, Just win, honestly. I just want to win everything. Continue on the trend I've been going on with, you know, rebounding and scoring and stuff, but also just, you know, take the lessons from last year and this summer and just apply it to next year.
Absolutely. Were you watching March Madness this year?
A little bit, yeah.
Any major takeaways, favorite moments from it?
I gotta watch the Purdue and the 2 Final Four games in person. I mean, they're very like, they're very, especially in the Final Four, they're very aggressive and stuff. The level of play is very high, so it's like, you know, you got to get to that level if you want to play there.
For sure. And you of course were there, Phoenix, with the USA mini camp as well. What was that experience like for you?
I mean, it was great. I got to play with a bunch of like the best kids in my class. Just learn that I got to, you know, be able to play with 5 guys on the court that are just as good as me. So, I mean, it was a good experience.
What do you feel like you got to show, you know, to there's so many people independence, right? What did you kind of put on display?
I feel like I showed I can do a lot more than score. I can defend, rebound, and play with guys that are, you know, just like me.
Is there any major takeaway or lesson that you were gonna apply going forward from that?
I just want to consistently learn how to play with better guys for sure, but just, you know, up my intensity, my competitiveness, and how I play.
Awesome. And last question, as you're looking at the game live at March Madness, as you're playing against top talent here, and as you're playing against top talent at USA, what do you feel the steps are going to be for your game to, you know, go up to that next level, playing with such high players on your team and against you in college?
Just the mental side and stuff, you know, next play mentality, and I'll probably just say attacking my body for sure, and getting stronger and learning like every facet of the game.
Awesome.